Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the monthly Warno Tournament from SD League for March. We are in round 5 and we have our second game today with Stahl and NBK. Stahl is on the right with the 5th E French division, and over on the left in red we have NBK playing as the 39th. Yesterday's was an absolute goldmine of a game. And lightning doesn't always strike twice, but I'm hopeful that we get a really good game again today. A couple of aircraft out really early there, a MiG-23 and a Mirage. Are they going to see each other? Yeah, the Mirage is going in. MiG spins round. MiG gets the first hit. MiG gets the second hit. Unfortunately, the Mirage did not fare so well. One of its missiles missed at least. Good first engagement for NBK, at least when it comes to aircraft. Plenty of the AMX-10s knocking about for Stahl. Really, really good recon units. So not only are they recon with very good optics, their stealth is mediocre, so it's reasonable for a vehicle of its type. And then they have fantastic guns. So you've got this one, it's full range tank, 2275 meters, and it does 18 pen, and it's kinetic, so the closer it gets, the more damage it does. The standard AMX-10 RC, 16 penetration, same range though. And these things can sneak up on enemy tanks because of their slightly smaller stature, shall we say, and the fact they have that good recon. So they can be an unfortunate thing for one of your tanks to run into, because they will potentially kill it. It's a 25 rocket coming in now at the bottom here for NBK. The majority of the force is obviously down here. Neither player with those forward deployment. NBK is going to try hard to get into this town, making good use of that rocket attack. Took out the vehicle. And the AMX-10 there, he may swing back around for that. There is a jet coming in, another Mirage going for the SU-25. Now, one of the things in the last game was there wasn't a lot of ground AA. We do see there is an Igla here now for NBK. SU-25 takes a hit and a second. Cannon fire, and the SU-25 is down. A little bit of retribution there for Stahl. Mirage will now fly back over here. It is engaging on that chopper, I think, or trying to. Did take a shot from the Igla, though, and they'll now evac. Very little movement at the top, just a smattering of units for both players. Obviously, Stahl is pushing up that second command vehicle, or in fact, is it the first? I think it's the first command vehicle going up there. He hasn't actually brought one in for down here yet. I expect we'll see one soon. Same at the other side, though. NBK is pushing this one down to that point, however. But all the combat right now is going on down here. A little bit of that. See what I mean about the AMX-10 RC? Utilizing its stealth, recon range, and its really good gun. Just taking pot shots at the motor Strelky over there as they run through the field. Just leaving a trail of dead troops behind them. AMX-10 is a nuisance. Never underestimate it. If you're up against a French player, be careful. Good use of BMP-2s here for fire support for NBK as he kind of moves slowly towards these buildings. He also has a T-80BV there, which is very nice. What's the range on these commandos? They only have the LRAC F1, so they could just hit the edge of that, but the T-80 is staying out of range. Sappers are going to get wrecked here. I think NBK's got a good mix of units here and has the potential to push into this town right now. AMX-10 goes down to the T-80. Unfortunately, it did fire at the T-80 but missed. Otherwise, it probably would have done a reasonable amount of damage at that range. And yeah, cannon going after the Mi-2 there. Very effective at taking out choppers, the Spag. For anyone who doesn't know, that's a self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. There it goes. It made short work of that. That Mi-8MT wants to be careful coming in there. Command heading for the top now. Each player holding one of these points right now, but there will be a command surely coming in at the bottom. Not yet. Oh no, there is. It is right there. It is a command infantry in that vehicle. Going to be arriving a little bit later than NBK's. Neither player has a lot at the top. I don't think either player is going to be doing any pushing there. It's all going to be about fighting over this point. AMX-30's coming in, the bigger tank available, the B2. Only 11 front armor, certainly not a beast, but reasonable on its cannon. Basically the same cannon as the standard AMX-10 RC. Gazelle Hot just parked at the back here. Good choice. The Hot 2, not the best missile in the game. Technically, its static accuracy is 65%. There's a lot of dice rolls that go on when a missile fires. So I think that's sort of an average taken of all of those dice rolls in general. There's no guarantee. Really nice kill on the anti-aircraft vehicle at the back there. And there's the command in this point. Was briefly +2. Interestingly, I think NBK forgot to get his commander out at the top there. I got them out a little bit behind the point. So it actually was briefly +2 for Stahl. Mirage on the way back in here. I assume going to go for a chopper. Yeah, it's going for the rocket chopper. Going to the top there. Really nice, smooth kill there. No messing about. There's a Cub there, gets a shot off. The MiG-23 may get the kill here. Misses with his missile. Can it close the distance to get the other one? No, it can't. Both evacing now. Very little anti-air on Stahl's side once more. We're certainly seeing a few more anti-air. Well, I say a few more. We're literally just seeing the Cub now. What happened to the Igler? There's an Igler down here ready to deploy. The Igler that was up here must have died. Looks like one AMX-30 has been lost in the skirmishing here. T-80 has taken a tiny bit of damage, but not a lot. More sappers coming in here. There are plenty of units sort of building up in this area now. Gazelle Hot moving in to go for that BMP. And the AMX-30 taking a shot at it. That, yeah, I was going to say, the problem is that any of these missiles, 20 penetration, are going to cause serious issues for these tanks. NBK having another little go here. Eagle has deployed, going after that Gazelle. If the Eagle gets a hit, the Gazelle is going down. Gazelle is moving out of range. Eagle takes a little... gets the hit, and it is dead. AMX-13's pushing up here. Lots of autocannons. That's what the French have, is a lot of autocannons. Unfortunately, BMP-2s also have a lot of autocannon firepower. So, AMX-30 managing to kill at least one of those BMPs there. Now, the advantage to the AMX-30s obviously is they are a pretty cheap tank at 130 points. Considerably cheaper than the 235 of the T80BV, but obviously the T80BV is a lot better. There's no, mistaking that at the end of the day. AMX is here being used to try and kill that Igler. T80 has taken damage, but certainly not dead. Good use of flame troops here to clear out any infantry that have managed to push into these buildings. Do notice another squad arriving for NBK. Could he be thinking, I'll put a couple more units up this way, ready for an assault? Do notice that Stahl has actually moved across the point here. He is now in this middle building. I can't sit here really and say one player is on the back foot more than the other. I think Stahl certainly has a bit of momentum at the bottom here, utilising all these AMX-30s, but really that T-80 is causing a lot of issues. And obviously another T-80 there now, and these have long-range missiles as well. See that? A good hit from that has done some serious damage to that tank. And now, the AMX-30s just do not stand up to the T-80s. T-80s are just cleaning up. They've taken a lot of damage. But T-80s are just winning that fight, hands down. More AMX-30s coming in. You see, this is a lot of AMX-30s. 3 there, you know, you're already talking 600 points onwards, more than 600 points. Where over here, you've got 2 T80s. Yes, they cost overall heading towards 500 points, but none of them have died. Whereas at the moment, at least, what, 5 or 6 AMX-30s have died. That's a lot of expense. Conk has managed to catch out the supply vehicle at the back there and takes it out. A little bit of skirmishing up here now. Look at that. Stahl is making a little bit of a move, but rocket attack chopper that's been brought in, doing a great job at defending, managed to kill the infantry. And NBK is going to push here. 2 T-62s, T-80 PV coming in. Meta's getting some shots off at the tanks and stuff over here. Doesn't manage to get the hit, though. These are great from range, no doubt about it. But there's a lot of firepower in NBK's little force. No one with artillery, and I'm just having a quick look. Oh, there is artillery here. Just a D20, a little gun. Redirecting fire up here now. Yeah, NBK's been a bit beaten back down here. He's just holding back now, rather than trying to push in again. He will need to build up a significant force, I think, to get back in. Not a lot down here for Stahl. He's not got anything sort of scouting here, just the scout chopper at the back. Potentially an option for NBK would be to come round the bottom here. Obviously, a bit more attention being focused on the center right now. Cub taking out that Mirage, or trying to, failing. MiG-23 gets the kill. I think the Mirage did come in and kill the chopper, though. Artillery fire not doing a lot here, but if it gets a lucky hit, it will finish off that AMX-30. Tanks here all surviving. AMX-10 up there as well. A little bit of skirmishing here. Oh, BMP-3, again, has a lovely ATGM missile. Managed to finish off one of those AMX-30s. Scout chopper here. Good for spotting the AMX-30, oh, AMX-10, sorry. Since there's no AA there. But look at this. NBK on the roll. Currently +2. Has managed to take out Stahl's commander. T-62 got a little bit close. That one also quite close. T-62 obviously nowhere near as good as a T-80. AMX-10 is going to clean up here. Lucky final hit from the Metis, though. Can the T-80's focusing on here? If the T-80 could get a shot on this thing, that'd be it done. Just don't think it's going to happen right now. But at the same time, Stahl not missing a beat. Look at this. Stahl pushing out at the bottom. Obviously has a bigger force here. NBK had pivoted into the top point. And Stahl is just going for it. Pushing out. Wants to get that command out of that corner to bring this back to a neutralized game. T-80 there has pushed up quite close to this tree line. AMX-30 in a good position to get a good hit on this now. AMX-30 gets the first hit. That is unfortunate for the T-80. T-80 putting some fire down along here now instead. AMX-30 rushing across the ground here to try and get in range of that. Bit of an exchange. Unfortunately, AMX-30 takes a hit. Is at half health. T-80 is being retreated though. Will get repaired. Both of those T-80s still badly damaged now. NBK still trying to get some infantry across here. And the very, very badly damaged AMX-10 still getting some shots off. Artillery, 2 pieces in now. All firing at this area. Stahl is just keeping on the move, trying to keep the pressure on. There's the command dead. I'm sure Stahl will clear up this point. T-80 is being pulled right back now. Don't want to tangle with the MX-30s when they're such low health. Shots coming in from the side on those VABs. Anti-air coming in there. Not sure what it was going for. Perhaps the Hot 2 chopper. I don't know where that's gone. It could already be dead. Haven't seen it in a little while. BMP2 getting some nice rockets off, or missiles off, at this side. And the T-80s are back in play. Rocket attack coming down. It's not just rocket, it also has ATGMs and a cannon. So not forgetting about those when it comes to the Mi-24V. Don't actually know what the V stands for. Someone might be able to let me know in the comments. I'm not a military buff, so I don't know sometimes what all of these extra letters and things mean. Mirage coming in for something. Cub's currently out of missiles. Mirage gets hit by the MiG-23 and will evac, I'm sure. More AMXs pushing in here. And a 10 pushing up as well. No command again for the top as yet. It is neutralized. NBK is ahead by over 100 points. I'm not sure if that counts as a win. I think you can draw in this, so it's whatever the game decides. There is a percentage that you have to hit, I believe, for the game to recognize it as a win. But NBK slightly ahead right now with 23.5 minutes left to go. We're almost at the halfway mark of this game. And once again, we're seeing very traditional style that we don't see as often these days, where, you know, one person pushes the top, the other person is pushing the bottom. It's very systematic with these two. They're getting very good at it. And Stahl doing a really good job at keeping the pressure on these units that are coming in and taking pot shots at his defenders. And up here, we do see that Stahl has once again cleared this side. Artillery coming in on the tanks and stuff, and the anti-air back here. That Sapri Commander is all alone, except for that T-80. Anti-tank jet coming in is targeting the anti-air back there. Will get the kill, most likely. Yes, it does. Anti-air jet following in. Not sure what it's going for. Got more reinforcement heading towards the top for NBK. And this is going to be an interesting challenge for NBK. Because NBK will either need to push back into this bottom point, which is looking pretty heavily defended right now. Though the advantage of having the T-80 BVs does make a difference. There's no getting around that. This point, definitely more chance of getting in there. Definitely more chance. Look at this at the moment. NBK has complete air superiority right now. SU-25 just coming in, taking pot shots, not being evac'd. MiG-23 in, not being evac'd. There's finally a Mirage coming in to counter these. It's going for the anti-tank jet. We'll get the kill. Can it also kill the MiG-23? Oh, is the MiG-23 going to... Cub's going to kill it. No. Cub got the first shot. MiG-23 finished it off. I mean, he got the SU-25, but it's an expensive loss of another anti-air jet. SU-25, really, really powerful, but not the most expensive jets in the game. That's for certain. NBK on the move again up here, trying to be a little bit more assertive, a little bit aggressive, pushing up recon to try and see what's going on. Needs to get eyes on this command tank coming in, really, and can respond with the BMP-3 and the T-80. There's going to be very little in here for Stahl. Definitely NBK has more. There's one of the first missiles. It misses. BMP-3 is going to want to kill that vehicle. AMX-10 gets a shot. Both of them missing at the minute. Mephisto's firing at the BMP-3 now. Or is it going for the... It's going for the tank and gets the kill. Very nice. That could be a complete game changer, losing that T-80 right now. MiG-23 flying in again. I don't know if it's just scouting for anti-air. Another Mi-24V coming in there. Where's the T-80s that would... I think in the midst of looking about what was going on up there, Stahl has managed to kill the T-80s that were down here. They're all dead. Command back in this corner then for Stahl. Back to +2 for Stahl. And Mi-24V, rocket and anti-tank, trying to get in range to hit that AMX. Command tank. This is a big change now to my thought about what is going to happen here. I genuinely thought NBK had a great chance of pushing back in either point, having a T-80BV. And I mean, look, immediately has to call in 2 more. He'd done such a good job at keeping those T-80s alive initially. But losing them down here obviously puts back the plans for pushing in here quite significantly. They are the big workhorse of the 39th Infantry. Don't get me wrong, BMP-3s are great, but the T-80s make a huge difference. Especially against, you know, the 5th E French, because their tanks are just nowhere near as good. Brenner's coming in here. The slightly better AMX-30B2. It's slightly more armoured. And it does slightly more damage. You can compare the two if we click on them. 2 more damage, 2 more front armour, and 1 more sight. It's nothing exciting though. Certainly not T-80 level. Just a bit of harassment artillery from NBK here, but Stahl is now pushing ahead in points. Has breached the 200 mark. NBK still has complete air superiority in this game, realistically. I mean, a Mirage keeps coming in and they get evac'd and do a little bit of damage to one of the MiG-23s. Maybe kill the odd chopper, but realistically, they're just not standing a chance against the sheer numbers that NBK seems to be able to pull out. Plus, you know, you've got the Cubs knocking about as well, which obviously do a lot of damage if they hit. And there's your 25 anti-tank coming in here. I'm sure would love to get a snipe on that command tank. Loads of reinforcements in here now for Stahl. It's going to be really interesting. There's 17 minutes left of this match, and I couldn't tell you which way it's going to go, but I can say that right now it feels like Stahl's in a better position. But the major lack of anti-air for Stahl is just allowing free reign for these Su-25s and these choppers and stuff. Another AMX-30 about to be killed by this chopper. Mirage comes in, gets a couple of hits on that MiG. Manages to hit both MiGs once, but doesn't manage to get any kills. Wondering what it's doing. Is it going to come back around for another pass? In the meantime, Command Infantry has been pushed into this corner for NBK to neutralise. Command is back in here for Stahl as well. There we go. These choppers going to go for that command tank, whether they die or not. We saw this at the end of the last game where NBK just sent his units in, going for the kill. These do have auto cannons, which makes them effective against infantry and potentially effective against choppers, at least in stunning them down. Mirage coming in. It's a cluster, but it will do some damage to the choppers. That's what he needs right now. Cub gets a good shot off on that, though. But the Cub is out of missiles, will not get the kill. But the command tank is dead. Back to +2 for NBK. And NBK looking a little bit stronger up here now. How many, minutes have passed since it felt the other way around? Not many. This game is all change. And now here we go. The response from Stahl. He has to push. He has to kill this command to stop those points going up. AMX-30s all pushing up to try and kill these T-80s. Conker's there as well. We'll get shots off at these tanks. Those T-80s obviously provide good defense for that commander that's down there. AMX-30s taking fire from the T-80s now. Lots of an AMX-2 that conquers. Cluster bombers coming in. Su-25s going for the kill on those tanks. Tanks are being retreated frantically. Jets are evac'd. One T-80 is dead. Command is out the point. How many AMX-30s? Oh, wow. 2 survived. I think there's just the 2 there. Command back in that point. What's happening at the top? No more command. Oh, there is a command infantry coming in through the bottom there. Smoking on that corner. I'm surprised we haven't seen some kind of artillery piece from Stahl. I mean, this would be an easy, constant artillery bombardment. That's the only place that NBK can get a command in. You can just lace that area with tube arty. And you will eventually kill the command or cause it to pull out constantly. Genuinely surprised we haven't seen something like that from Stahl. He did bring in the artillery piece in the last game. Was really good with it. NBK once again has managed to push all the way to this side of this. NBK with the upper hand at the top. Stahl with certainly the upper hand in defense at the bottom, but cannot clear that Sapori commander out the corner. Obviously, you've got some recon pushing around here. Conker's here, which has a really good range. I mean, it can hit that AMX-30 at the bottom there. Can hit the edge of this area, so some good recon means that, that Conkers can just start opening up. Command infantry pushing in. Dragon Powers should be able to finish off those Conkers, surely. There they go. Su-25 cluster coming in again. Doesn't have a particular target, and now being evac'd. Game remains +2 to NBK for control of that top point. Will go back to neutralized shortly, but at the moment, as it stands, NBK will be for the win in terms of points with 11 minutes to go. This is a tense game between these two. NBK is sort of managing to maintain a bit of air superiority. Certainly we are seeing Stahl be a little bit more assertive with those jets. Stahl has his command in as being a little bit aggressive here, pushing these Vabs across. Will come across some Razvedka. Not opening up on the Razvedka. I think he's going for a command kill, but going past the Razvedka without killing them. Very risky. BMP-3 getting some shots off from the bottom there. Razvedka will die. Still quite a few squads of infantry here. Stahl trying to be a little bit pushy here. Getting hit by the Conkers from down here on this tank. Misses, but will be a side shot if it gets a hit. Fire going down on this corner. The AMX-10 is killed. Mirage coming in for a chopper at the back there, but taking fire from the Cub. And from the MiG-23. It may get out alive here. Should get out alive. Mirage is going for the MiG-23. Do get the kill. SU-25's in again. Recon just being pushed up here. Mirage going for the SU-25 cluster. Doesn't get the kill though. There's another jet being taken down though. What was that? I think that might have been a Mirage, you know. Possibly killed by the Cub. T-80's pushing up here. A little bit of aggression from NBK, trying to clear the area. Needs to be careful though. Potential for some of these AMXs to get side shots on the T-80s, or indeed this one from this angle. SU-25 AT coming in for the Brennus. Brennus is dead. Stahl didn't quite manage to get across there. 9 minutes left of this game. My AMX is coming in. T-80's taking a little bit of damage, but now sat back, firing their missiles. It's one of the great advantages of these Russian tanks, is a lot of them do have missiles, so they can fire from a longer range. Artillery now in. There it is. The answer I was waiting for. An AMX Alpha 1 constantly bombarding this corner to kill that command, and the command is being retreated to the edge. I'm surprised we didn't see that earlier. HE bomber coming in as well. Hitting that corner. Beautiful strike. Commander is dead. Could be a sacrificial lamb, that Jaguar HE, but it has done the job. Oh no, the Cub is out of ammunition. NBK being a bit more aggressive here, but currently +2 back to Stahl. 8 minutes left. He can make up the points. Command tank being called in though. Will be harder to kill. That Jaguar is pushing its luck, still being in the map. The Cub is firing again. That is a very lucky Jaguar HE bomber. Yeah. NBK being a bit pushy up here. Knows he needs to be. That HE bomber is still in. Command back in this corner. Back to +2 for Stahl. But NBK knows he needs to kill that. Oh, wow, he can see it as well. Oh, there's an MI2 there. So, of course, he can see. He can see through there to fire at it. It is just in a really unfortunate position. AMX-10 is coming in there. Alpha 1 is firing at this back area, but these tanks are on the move. Obviously currently neutralized, but it's going to be difficult for Stahl to catch up, especially with this T-80 coming in for the bottom. Lots of AMX-30s here. Seeing 3, 4, 5. The MP3 getting some shots off at the side here. MX-30 gets the kill though. Another jet goes down. There's another Mirage that's gone down there. I mean, this point is belonging to NBK right now. I mean, the difference is Stahl doesn't have truly full control of this point. Doesn't control the corner. And here's that T-80 coming in. NBK has managed to control this corner and this entry point to that section of the map. Whereas Stahl has not managed to achieve the same here, and it is difficult to do on this point. So there's the command in the corner. I would expect the AMX to retarget that area, certainly. But does Stahl know it's a command tank? Cluster bomber coming in here. No, well, a little bit of anti-air fire to bother it, but not a lot. Does drop its bombs. Doesn't get a kill, but does some damage to that AMX-30. But it's currently +2 to NBK with 5 minutes left of the game. This is going to be a tight game, but it is going to be a win at the moment for NBK. Unfortunately, Stahl just hasn't managed to control this bottom point. Does look like he's going to get the kill on that T80, interestingly. Yes, wow. Artillery piece finishes the job. Genuinely surprised. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. 250 points ahead. 252 points ahead if you're being pedantic about it. NBK will win this game. I believe is the case. NBK isn't stopping. NBK is going for the back point. And this is one of the things you can do if you can manage to secure the top of the bottom point. And here it's somewhat easier to push. There's a big gap here. If you take this point and you try to push through this way, you've got a lot of ground to cover to get to Bravo. But if you can do it, there's often not a lot of defense there. And the same goes up here. If you can get from Delta to Charlie or Delta to Foxtrot, there's not usually a lot defending there. It's certainly easier to push through at the top than it is at the bottom at either side. Things are just closer. A rapid attempt to defend this point. But the BMP3 with the Sapri Commander is in. It is deployed. +3 to NBK. It's about to be plus more. +6 to NBK. In the dying minutes of the game, NBK will take the win. Another T80 command tank is coming in as well. He's heading back towards this point. NBK going all in with those SU-25s now, and there's just no anti-air answer here from Stahl. A Mistral and a little anti-air cannon doing a bit of damage. I think the Mistral's done the most damage there. SU-25 does not get taken out, manages to evac. This one here has taken a hit from the Mistral. Manages to get the kill on the back of the point anyway. Takes another hit from the Mistral, but he's going to get out alive. I mean, NBK is now just all in. He doesn't care if he loses units. Look at this. This is an attack move all into the point. Same down here. Just battling on. But at +6. Now way over double the point lead. Unlucky Stahl. A really good fight once again. Really great pushbacks multiple times in the top. And a fantastic push at the bottom to take it when NBK pivoted into the top. You've done a really good job. Unfortunately, just really difficult to keep control of that corner on this point. It is the same as this corner for your side. There's always potential that someone's going to slip in there. But a really good game once again between these two. Some good airplay. Some really good tank play, especially from NBK. Keeping those T-80s alive early game. They did eventually die, but he did a really good job of keeping them alive, sometimes on 1 pip of health. And it can make all the difference, especially with such a strong tank. 1 minute 44 to go. Currently +8 to NBK as his command tank rolls back into this bottom point. The attack move all continues as he pushes into this point, overwhelming Stahl's forces. NBK doesn't care if stuff dies anymore. This is just all in. Destroy everything in your path. See if you can kill the command and make it +10. AMX-30B wall coming in as well at the bottom there. B's once again, another slightly cheaper tank. Less front armor. Gun's not as good. Gun is actually heat rather than kinetic, so range doesn't help that. Does the same damage regardless of range. NBK, really good push going on here at the end. Stahl has managed to retake this top point. He will be pleased with that. It's down to +2 for NBK, but obviously 1,000 points ahead. Will take this game without a shadow of a doubt. But once again, a really enjoyable game from these two. Really looking forward to seeing them in future tournaments, and hopefully they do go up against each other again, because they feel reasonably evenly matched in these games, and it's just a really enjoyable game when you get to see two players trying hard, really pushing, being aggressive constantly. There's always something going on in these two games. And you can see some really good micro from both of them as well. I don't often comment on micro. I'm not big on it, but you can see it there. NBK obviously out in the lead in terms of kills and losses. Let's have a quick look at the kills and losses. SG25 was just wrecking in that game. I think looking at it, SG25 gets MVP. AMX-10. Sometimes, look at that. That AMX-10 killed 4 T80 BVs. Apologies, 4. Maybe that gets MVP. They're an absolute nuisance. AMX Alpha 1 came in a bit late in this game, but did get plenty of kills and killed the command tank. That was quite impressive. I wasn't expecting that. Really good game, guys. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for some more Warno.